weekend shift. We call it the weekend shift because it's the only, I'm working the weekends. Rob is at home, hopefully getting some rest. It was a crazy week. Honestly, I think Rob is in the office working on the weekend vid for next week. He was always working, but hopefully he's getting some rest. We call it the weekend shift because this is the only show for the Strat on the weekends. Everybody else is showing all the crazy things and talking about news and, 3 tickers. We're talking about 3 tickers for 40 minutes, not us. We're talking about, 70 picks in an hour. So get ready. I am the Strat Soldier, and we have a good one for you here today. We have a really good one on. We got FranzTrades. He's going to be on here with us, and it's going to be amazing. What we did, we're going to get into it here, but what we did with Sarah, on episode 3, when you saw Sarah was in here, we talked about how you people using technical analysis and how they can use that with the Strat. She was showing us how you can use symmetrical triangles and falling wedges to find pivot machine guns and find things that are stuck in a higher time frame. Okay, so we're going to keep that going with France, and what he's going to show us is how he uses the Strat with SMAs. Now, I'm the indicator hater. You know that I said it, but honestly, it's more like a joke. It's more of a joke because there's some hardcore stratters like myself that as soon as I started using indicators, I got wrecked. Nope, I don't want to use these. And I found the Strat. We trade. In the traditional Strat doesn't use indicators, but there are a lot of people out there in the Strat community that do. If you know Elaine, she's a very fun person to follow. Follow her. After the Strat shift, the weekend shift, I'll get you on there. She's good, but she uses SMAs. Chuck with the Strat scan. I retweeted every weekend. He uses indicators as well, and it got me thinking. Okay, people are using these things. What are they using them for? How are they using them? So this is going to be good. And we got Sunshine in the chat. We got a lot of good people here. Susie, we got Marlon Valdez Jones. That's a name right there, boy. I like that. How many people we got in the chat? I can't see. Tell me how many people we got in there. Come on, tell me. Woo! All right. How many we got? What's up, Ray? All right. So until someone tells me who is or how many people are in the chat, 33, give me 50. Come on, give me more. Let's talk about, let's go into what happened. Let's go into what happened last week, the broader averages. All right. What do you see? You see my chart there? $34. Give me 50. All right, here we go. So right here, outside month was September. September was outside month. All right, now here's October. We did start as a 2 down, and now it's green, but we'll see what happens. We'll see how the next week starts. And then looking at overall time frame continuity, it's you got a lot of conflict here. Okay, remember, conflict is when not all the charts are the same color. You got the monthly is green, the weekly is red, the day Friday was green, and then you got your 2-2 reversal right here on the 60s all the way back up to the upside, which was great. Showing all 4 screens here for all 4 major time frames: the monthly, the weekly, the daily, and the 60. This is how I trade. All right, this is what I see, and I got the numbers on here for the kids in the back. The numbers. All right, so we can see our scenarios, because we believe there are only 3 ways anything can trade. Scenario 1, anything stuck inside the previous range right here. Scenario 1. Notice it doesn't take out either side of this candle right here. Scenario 1. Scenario 2 takes out one side of the previous range. Here's your scenario 2. And then scenario 3, let's find a good one. That's a 3. That's a 3. Here's a good one. Where's my yellow? Here, give me my yellow arrow. Here you go. Look at this guy. And I'm gonna zoom him in, or her. You know what I mean? It's a yellow arrow. I mean, you know. Here's your scenario 3. And I'm going over it real quick. So when we start talking with France, you will be able to understand what we're talking about. Look at that. It took out both sides of previous range right here. Right here. Now I'm looking at weekly charts on this. So this was July 21st, 19th. All right. Took out both sides, the top and the bottom. This is the time to make a decision. All right. Are you going to stay in this thing? Are you going to cut it? What are you going to do? And depending on time frame continuity in the broadening formations, you will, and actionable signals, it's time to make a decision. All right. There's your 3 scenarios. Scenario 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to talk about some reversals. Definitely going to talk about the 2-2 reversal right here. 2 up and 2 down. 2 up, 2 down. You got to know. If you bought it here, you got this 3-2 reversal to the upside. Good, 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 good. The next week, good. And then here comes the next 2, and it starts going, it breaks below this range here and starts, okay, now it's time to make a decision. Cut it, take your profits, or flip over and buy puts. If you're good at options, that's up to you. All right. 1, 2, and 3. There's only 3 scenarios. It's easy. All right. So let's, I could talk all day long about this. Again, let me reiterate. The reason why we're talking about indicators is with the strat is to include more people and how they see the strat, because people digest information different. Okay. People take in information, they learn different than others. So if you used indicators before and you're trying to incorporate that into the strat, or you're looking for, you're using indicators to confirm what you're seeing on the charts, France is going to show us how he does that. Can you hear me, France? Go ahead and unmute. And
yes.
hey, there he is.
Happy to be here.
That is awesome, man. Hey, I talk to you all the time on Twitter, and I've seen you in a couple other, Alex Options Discord and all these other things. And man, it is awesome to actually hear your voice.
Thank you. I want to welcome everybody here too. Thank you for being here. Make sure you following this guy, Strat Soldier, man. He'll help you on your journey. He helped me a lot. If you go down my Twitter posts, because Strat Soldier has a lot. If you go down my Twitter post, you'll see when he helped me. I used to ask him questions. I used to ask Alex Options questions. I used to ask Sarah questions. So it's been a journey. So I'm just here to tell you that you can do it. It's not hard. Once you get the system down, it's really easy, right? So I'm gonna get started into my journey on how I got into the strat, right? So, beginning of October. So now it has been a year of trading, right? So I didn't get the strat at first. So I'm gonna start there. So around October was when GME and AMC popped up, or before that, right? But they started posting gains on TikTok, and me being young college student was trying to find a way out. I was actually door dashing when I was in college, so I was door dashing days, 24 hours, trying to make a living, right? So I needed to find another source of income. And that's when I seen some guy turn like $20 into $10,000. I'm like, what? What is stocks?
What's some
So
of that? I want some of that action.
yeah. So what is the stock market? So I started getting into it. Um, if you know WSB, that pulls you in and you start buying pump and dumps. So I lost some money. I lost money there. So I needed a real system. So I was in this one group. I forgot the name of the group, but that's when they mentioned Rob the Strat. If you don't know who Rob the Strat is, he's the creator of the Strat. So Rob Smith, um, I started looking into his videos. So once I got into his videos, he mentioned Alex, and that's how it's like a continuation of cycles from Alex to Sarah to everybody. And me being me, I love studying, and when I want something, I want it now. So when I seen like what Rob was doing, I was on his YouTube page. I don't know if they have the playlist there, but they had a playlist of videos on how to learn the strat, right? So it took me a month and a half, right, to learn how Rob trades it, right? Then Alex started going into it deeper, right? And I started watching him trade live every single day. He's not trading live now, but because he's in college enjoying himself, I'm really proud of him. I was in his Discord when it was like little, like I think 1,000 something members. Now it's grown up to 5,000. So I'm really proud of him. So I started learning, and then months now of making profit from using the strat, simple to strat, no SMA, no indicators. Um, I wanted to, because I used to get stopped out a lot. I wanted to find another method of how not to get stopped out. So I started back testing, and that's where it's really at. If you use any type of strategy, it always comes first with back testing. So Rob made the strat from back testing. So when I was looking at it, that's when I used the SMA. So I brought in the SMA, and I'm like, okay, how am I supposed to use this? So I started back testing, and I've seen that every time the SMA crosses into the other direction, it follows. So if the SMA curls up and it crosses the SMA to the downside, that should be your exit, right? So that's when I came up with like the four simple strategies: entry, exit, support, resistance. Because when it's going up into an uptrend, you have support, right? You use the SMA as support, and when it breaks below that, that's your exit. Now, you guys can say it's a lagging indicator. I know it's a lagging indicator, but like when you're back testing it, it doesn't look like that, right? So that's what I always keep into play and stuff like that. And we're gonna get into um a few trades or charts that we call out, and let's start with that. You want to start with that?
Heck yeah. Yeah. Before we do that, I get what you're saying. It is. I get what you're saying about it being a lagging indicator.
Yeah,
And because for example, if you're following me, you've never been to my hometown, and you're following me. We're gonna go to the bar, all right, or the pizza
yeah,
joint. We're gonna go get some pizza, and you're following me, and I look, and you're following me, all right. And I look behind you, go, you know where you're going, and you go, nah, I'm following you. And then I take a left, and you go, hey, do you know where? And I look back and go, hey, you know where we're going? And you go, nah, I don't know where we're going. I'm following you. And then all of a sudden I bust a right, and I don't say nothing, and now you're stuck in the middle of the street because you didn't say nothing about us turning right, and you just, what I mean. So, but
yeah,
so so that's what, like I said, when it comes to price action, that's where for example, I use time frame continuity, so I know what's going on with the stock if they're buying or selling. So I'm definitely very interested in seeing how you use these, because like for example, you'll see the SMA trend down, and no, you'll see the SMA continue green, but you clearly see a 2-2 reversal to the downside on something, and I'm just like, why, so why I'm
yeah,
saying that to say that I'm interested in seeing how you use these, because especially how not to get stopped out, because that's something people have to get used to, is
yeah.
getting stopped out, and getting stopped out most of the time for a small loss. So let me you going to go ahead and share your screen. Go ahead, man.
Okay. I think it's this. Hold on. Okay. Uh,
Oh yeah.
you can see it.
Oh man. Rob, if you're watching this, just go get some coffee. Okay, don't go somewhere else. Hide for a little bit.
Yeah, this is the smaller time frames.
Okay.
I'm focused more on the 3, the 5, the 15, the 30, the hour. So basically the strat um time frames, but me, I love the 3 minute. I love it. Like it helped me a lot. So we're
Okay.
gonna go over Tesla, right? So when I'm using the SMA, I want the stock to choose a side, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking at this, right, you're gonna be like, this is a 2-2 continuation, false breakout right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's red, then it's green, then you're gonna try to enter, then there's gonna you're gonna get chopped up, right? So what the SMA does is you can see the SMA, it never chooses a side, right?
Hmm.
So when it actually chooses a side, you can see the curl of the SMA all the way up, right?
Hmm.
So your entry should be around here, the two continuations. That means the stock is choosing a side. And this helps when you use the SMA because it shows you when the stock actually chooses a side. That's what you're specifically supposed to be looking for, right? Um,
Okay. Let me. Oh, oh, oh. Let's pause for just a quick second because I do have a question.
okay.
Um, can you zoom in? Zoom in. Now, wait a minute. What is this format? Because it doesn't look like it's. I use Trading View. What are we looking at? What are you using?
TOS. Thinkorswim.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Think or Swim. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. No, seriously, a lot of people that we use the Strat, that use the Strat use TOS. So this is going to be good.
So zoom
Zoom
into
this
where?
Joker in right
Yep.
there. Yep. So you're saying you got your lines. You got your lines. You're saying to the right where you said your entry was. I
Right
wish I
here.
can touch your screen. So I'm gonna do this.
Right here.
All right. So why wouldn't you use the 212 reversal to the upside down here at the bottom?
Is the same way, but I use lower time frames, right?
Okay.
So
I'm
when I
learning.
use
Hey,
yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, you're teaching me, so I'm just asking questions.
Okay. So when I use the lower time frames, it shows me something that's really in the uptrend. And usually people would get stopped out if they're using the lower time frame without like any um how would I say that? Any strategy. Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay.
So they'll get stopped out on a few reds, but as you can see, this has been in an uptrend until around here, right? When it actually breaks the
Okay.
SMA, right? When it actually breaks the
Okay.
SMA to the downside. So if you were to take in this entry from all the way down here, when it actually picks a side, it can be also a 2-2 continuation when you're using the strat, but I use lower
Hmm.
time frame, so that's how I usually work around it. So the only time it breaks the SMA to the downside is here. So this is what keeps you in the contract longer, the stock longer, etc. like that.
Okay. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
because
okay, keep going.
so like I was saying, I have back tested this a lot, right? Because once it breaks the SMA, it's never coming back, right? It'll come back a few, but you can see it doesn't chop unless it TTOs, and then you can see another curl. We can go into. I think I have a picture of that. Um, dang, I don't know if I can show it, but I have a picture of it where it curls up again, like intraday. So TTO into the highs, right? So basically a TTO back
Right.
into
Yep.
the highs. So you can see the curl every single time. We can see it on NVAX when it reversed last Friday, which was yesterday. It's gonna be a lot because we're gonna go over a lot of trades.
Okay.
We took Menorah to the downside, and then it's beautiful because people got stopped out on the Menorah because they didn't think it was gonna reverse, but the SMA actually kept you in longer just because it didn't break the SMA, right?
Okay.
So any questions about this trade?
Let's see here. We got some good comments in here with the 3 minute ninjas. Heck yeah, from Ticker Bro. And they're saying that you're using the nine SMA, the
Yes.
nine simple moving average.
Yep. Yep. I'm always
Okay, and
using the
then what's
nine.
the reason for that?
That's what I back tested. That's what my whole strategy is on. So I haven't used
Okay.
7 indicator, 20 indicator. I just love the nine SMA. It's clean, simple. Um, yeah. And I actually
I like
put the
that.
Ripster thing on here, the Ripster EMA clouds. It's just I just like the colors. I don't really use it. I really use
Okay.
the SMA. Yeah, it really shows you when it's a good
Okay.
thing, etc. Like that.
All right. We got a question in the chat says, are you looking for at higher time frames for other indicators?
No, I this is the only
Okay.
indicators I have. I can go to higher time frames. This was Monday actually.
So
So
that's Tesla on the 3 minute. Go. What was it doing on the 60 on that 3 minute?
for here, go
Hmm.
to the 60.
And I like you don't have like 10 SMAs. I can respect that because people you got one SMA, so I need I had a bad day, so I need to put another SMA. Oh, I had a
Yeah,
bad day, but I need 5 SMAs that tell me when to do this, when to do that. No. So
exactly.
personally, I like what you're doing here. Usually we like to say get in on a reversal. Um, but I understand what you're doing with making sure it's above the SMA
Yeah,
and then getting in on a 2-2 continuation. That's why I wanted to see what's it doing on the 60.
the
Uh,
60 was basically, if you're not using this, it was an inside of this. So
okay.
if you're not using
And
like
that's still a
aftermarket,
2-2.
yeah,
That's still a
three two
2-2 reversal.
two
Yep. If
three,
you zoom that in right there, that's a 2-2. You're getting in on a 2-2 reversal right there.
yeah. But when you're using like higher time frames, the only problem with that is like, let's say you're reading a book. You can't read the book until you look inside the book, right? So let's say the 15-minute is the book and the 3-minute is like inside of the book. So you're seeing more details. So that's how I like to look at it. That's why I use the 3-minute. I love the 3-minute. That's just me personally. It's
I
like
like
what
that
you can
analogy.
handle. Yeah, it's what you can handle. Because usually I played Roku like a few months ago, and I tried to use the 15-minute at the start of the day. It was green, so I waited for it to go up, and then it just came back through, and I cut. But it was
Yeah,
it was an experience using the
that's good.
15-minute at the start of the day.
Yeah, and that's true. Roku definitely moves around a lot. I tried to get in on Space on Friday, no Thursday, when it had that good news about was it the FFA or something like that? Somebody did an investigation on Space, and anyway, it's going to be good. Blah blah blah. And I tried to jump in on Space, and yeah, those 5-minute candles. I mean, it was up. It went from 24 to 26, and then dropped all the way back down to 25. I'm like, nope, I got stopped out of this thing twice. I'm out of this thing. And it was, so having tight stops definitely protects that capital. Got to do that. Got to do that.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna go over space. We did take space too. Space was a good one. Hold on. It did stop a lot of people out just because. Hold on.
Yep, right here. Yep, right there. You're on the 5-minute charts, aren't you? Right there.
This is the
If you
three
zoom
minute.
in those first few candles there,
Yep.
I can recognize them because I'm like, this thing is a mess. So I
Yeah.
would love to see how you stayed in on this with the SMA.
Okay, okay. So like I was saying, every time it's above the SMA into an uptrend, you want to stay in. So hold on, I'm going to call out space trigger 25, and I'm gonna show how I made my targets. I use the 1 hour. I like to use the 1 hour and the daily for my targets. I usually use the weekly sometimes, but hold on. Where's the 1 hour? All
While
right.
you're doing that, while you're getting that together, someone asks, "Are you trading the Strat SMA with SMAs with scanners, news, or does any of that
I have
matter at all when you're
scanners.
trading?"
I love
Okay,
scanners. I use a contract
okay.
scanner. I'm gonna show you guys how to use that. Basically, I think it scans for things like picking up volume or getting a lot of activity that is unusual. I have that. I use kick and bull. I use two continuations, kick and bear. So, I use a lot of that. Sometimes I find great plays with the contract scanner. So, as you can see here, I think it was so my trigger long was 2058. Hold on. Actually, wait. 20 no, actually 2523. So yeah, 2523. I probably went lower. Hold on. Yeah, 2523. Next price target was 2559, and then the next price target was 26, which was somewhere around here. Right. So I used the 1 hour to get my price targets, and this was before market actually opened. So one of my trigger longs were before market open, and that actually worked with another play. We got DKNG Friday. So
Yeah, yeah. Before you go to that one, finish up Space. I want to finish up Space
yeah,
because
this is
I
space.
want to
This
see
is
how you.
space.
Oh, okay, good. Because I want to see how you stayed in that Joker.
Yeah.
Um,
So Like I was saying, as long as the SMA is choosing a side and it's still in an uptrend, all this zigzag, it can look like a zigzag, right? But
Mhm.
if you're using the SMA, you can see it's pointing to one direction, and that's the up. So that means it's steady in the uptrend. And the only time it breaks the SMA, and what I usually tell somebody is at the highs when it's here, if you see a big 2-2 down, right? A reversal to the downside, you want to cut profits or trim as this keep going up, right?
Mhm.
So you can see the only time it breaks the SMA and start curling down is somewhere around here, right? Instead, it's not going into a steady uptrend, it's actually curling down. And right here is like an area you want to be aware of just because it crosses the SMA, and as you can see, it crosses the SMA, it goes into a steady downtrend. Now, it doesn't look like a downtrend because you see the greens, but this is what helps you when you're using lower time frames like I do. I use the 3 minute, right?
Okay, so what would your entry be on this one? Because I got a question. And then
Um,
we got to set, if you can slow the motion down just a hair. We got people getting queasy.
okay,
You're
okay,
good, France. But what was your entry on this? Just so because I do have a question on this. I'm not
okay.
nitpicking either. I'm just a real question.
Go ahead. My entry was here.
Okay. Okay, good. Yeah, that makes sense because it's above the SMA. You got the two twos up. You got the two continuations. Two two two. Inside, you got the one two two two, and
Yeah.
then you got your two two reversal at the top,
A lot
and
of
that's what
people in
I
my
would have took it.
Discord,
But then,
a lot of people in my Discord right here sold when it because this was a red bar, and I was like, you have to wait.
okay,
I was telling them while we are trading, I was like, you have to wait and see if the bar takes out the previous bar because that's what your exit wants to be, a 2-2
yeah,
reversal
that's
back
true.
down. But this stayed inside, and then next bar it took it back up. So that's why, yeah,
That's true, and that's without whenever we're talking about regular, you just strap with no indicators. People freak out. They see inside bar that's red, and they're like, "I'm going to get stopped out of this thing." Or even when it's, you see a shooter form and it's red and it's a
yeah,
shooter, and you're like, "This is gonna be. I'm gonna get killed." And unless it goes in force, you ain't got to do nothing. You're still in winning position. I like
exactly,
that. That's a good point.
exactly.
My thing was I got in right here. You got the 3-2 reversal right here. The very first bars as soon as it opened. Right here.
And
You got the
these,
3-2 up, and I got in here, and I got that two. Yep. And then this three right here, right there.
yeah.
That's what I was asking about. Because that three, okay, so let's just say your entry was on the very first 3-2 upside, and that scenario three did break the bottom of that SMA. What do you do there?
So another thing I like to talk about is the bounces. The bounces, I made a video on it. It tends to go higher after it bounces off the SMA. You can see that with Menor puts, because it bounced off the SMA, people got scared. It bounced off the SMA and went even lower. So I made a whole video on that. Usually when it bounces off the SMA, it tends to go higher. That's the whole thing. If it doesn't break below, it goes
Okay.
higher.
So
Yeah. So
you're considering that a bounce. Okay.
yep,
Okay.
yep.
I like it. No, I like it. Give me another one. Give me some more. I like it. You
So
got my attention.
we're gonna go over Menor, actually.
We are live, by the way. Just want to say that we are live. Thanks for everybody and all the questions in the chat. And so what do you trade? Do you trade common or you trade options?
Options.
Okay. And
Love
then do you
options.
do weeklies or you doing
Weeklies.
okay, so you're doing this week. So if I bought, so you're working on um stuff on Monday that expires on Friday.
Yep.
Okay.
Um, I'm practicing. I'm like finding a method right now for swinging. I'm gonna go over Amazon. Amazon was beautiful. Let me go over it right now. I don't want to go over Menor right now. So we're gonna go over
Oh yeah, yeah.
Amazon.
I got people are freaking out in the chat. They want to know where your stops are. They want
My
to know where
stops are
your
at
stops are.
the break of the SMA pointing down. So once
Okay,
the
no, no, no.
SMA,
We have on your initial entry. On your initial entry,
let's see. Okay, we can go
Uh,
over Menor with that one.
are you doing? And then one more question: are you doing in the money options or out of the money options?
Out of the money because I know
Out
where
of the
the
money. That was a
I
definite.
yeah, yeah,
Go
because
ahead.
I
No, go ahead.
just because I don't want to take that risk of it coming back, right? I only take, let's say, I only trade things that look good to me, that actually pick a side. I never get into anything that's choppy. So unless the SMA is like pointing up or pointing down or choosing a direction, that's the only things I trade. I never trade anything that's not, actually moving. Right. And that's
Okay.
what the SMA actually helps with it. Just because you know what not to go for. Like, let's go to this. Like, this is a perfect example of what not to go for. Just because if you look here, it's never picking a side, right? This whole thing, it never
Right.
picks
Yeah,
a
that's a
side like it.
mess.
Yeah, it never picks a side like
That's
it does here. So
on
that's
the
what
if
you
you I'm sorry. If we did broadening formation on that, that is clearly all stuck in there. I mean, that's definitely an inside bar in a higher time frame. That's a
exactly,
chop. Yep.
exactly. And
Mhm.
with me, how I use the lower time frames, this is just perfect for an example of what not to get into. Just because it never chooses a side. And that's what I love to trade when something actually chooses a side, like Menorah here, right? So let's
Okay.
say
What's the Go ahead.
this was beautiful, beautiful trade
What's the
that I was
ticker on
talking about.
Menorah? Oh, you're talking about
MRNA.
Moderna.
Madonna, yeah.
Yeah.
I keep
We call it Marna.
Marna. All right, so like I was saying, when I was talking about the bounce right here, people got scared, but as you can see, it's still below the SMA. If you're looking on the 3 minute, right, it's still
Hmm.
below the SMA, meaning it's still into a stronger downtrend. So let's say here you got in. Let's say you want to get in on first bar. I don't know what time frame people use, but I usually get in on like the 2-2 continuation to the downside. So here I get in around 351. My only true exit is when it actually breaks above and the SMA starts curling the other way, right? So right here, so 351.53 all the way to 328.89, right? So this
Hmm.
shows me that this is a big move. This is already a big move. You're already in profit even if you trim here, right? If you trim using the strat, the 2 to reversal, unless it takes out the higher
Yeah.
highs of the previous
Hmm.
bar. So this is what the SMA does. It helps me stay in the contract longer. I had no
Stay in the
problem.
contract longer.
Yeah, I had
Hmm.
no problem. I had no problem to get scared here just because of the bounce. When it bounces,
So the bounce. I'm gonna finish the comment on the bounce because I got some more. You got my attention. You got my attention. Keep going.
all right, so when it bounces, it tends to go higher. I'm telling you, I went in detail because I believe it was AMD that bounced off the SMA and went higher, and when people got stopped out, and then they were asking me how did I stay long. So that's
Hmm.
how I did it. I waited for an actual break off the SMA, and when you're using higher
Hmm.
time frames, people usually get scared when they see like a 15-minute bar falling back in or
Okay,
something like that.
so yeah, you're right. Yeah, I get it. So your entry, you got your line on your entry. Can you zoom just that entry part in, and then keep the 2-2 reverse? Yep, keep the 2-1-2 reversal in there. Now
Yeah.
we're going to let the screen reset a little bit so people don't get sick.
Okay.
So you got your line for your entry. You get in, bam. Now that the next two down, can you put your cursor on that thing?
This.
Right there. That thing went green all the way up to almost. I mean, that went way above your entry there. And with
Yeah.
options, I mean, that would. I'm like, I wouldn't take that. I mean, what I'm saying is, I wouldn't accept that. I'm like, no, this is not. I'm cutting it, and that's me.
Yeah.
So I explain that the psychology, because
So
psychology is a big thing.
yeah.
I think you have something there. I really do.
All
Keep
right.
going.
So the thing is with me, I usually tell people if you're getting stopped out looking at your contract, you're never gonna, play the play right. So what I do is I don't pay attention to my contract. I trade what's on the actual chart.
Ah.
So I don't pay attention to my contract. I pay attention to the chart. So my exit is literally when the SMA breaks up or breaks the
So
SMA.
you don't be doing this. You don't go,
I
okay, I'm
don't look
in.
at the. I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I'm down
Oh
$100.
Lord.
Okay.
Oh no. I'm down 100.
Exactly.
Now I'm down 200. You're going SMA, and yeah, that's what you're doing,
Yeah,
huh?
that's what I'm doing. Cause
Woo!
listen,
You did.
if you do that, you're gonna cut it, and then the next second is gonna be worth 500 plus.
That's
It's gonna
true.
be.
That's very true. I was trading I was talking to Lauren in the Strat community about
Mhm.
trading options on VXX and also on the SPY, because there was a lot of big down moves on the SPY. But those contracts, boy, I'm telling you, it's
Yeah.
$20. It's 20 cents. I know it's 20 cents, but in reality, it's $20, and it's
Hmm.
$20 up. And then the very next bar, it's 20 cents down, and then you're like, wait a minute, hold on. And then yes, that and you're right, that move will get to $200, $300, but you got to go through a lot of
Yeah,
pain if you know what I
mental.
mean. I
If
think you
you,
got something here. You might change your name from France to the Guts of Steel or something like that. We got
yeah,
it's a family show. We got to watch what we say. But you got some guts here, man. Keep going. You got my attention. Keep going. Keep going.
yeah. So, like I was saying, when you're using the SMA, even if you're using the strat to get your price targets, because I already had my price targets before this, right? Let's go to the monthly actually. All right, yeah. Hold on. Was it on the month? Where's the price targets? Yeah, here. So you already got your
Yep.
price targets, right? So let's go back to
Yep.
30 minutes. So you already got your price targets. This was your entry, which happened before market, even though it's still in a downtrend. And that's the thing I was saying. You can see it before it even happens. Because you can see the SMA is
Mm-hmm.
actually pointed down before um stock market opens, right? So it
Yeah.
either can bounce and go to the upside or it can continue the downtrend. So that's what I was saying when I took CRM, gap continuation, DLTR, gap continuation. So you can see the gap and goes and gap and peaks before they even happen. So that's actually a
Okay.
plus too. We're gonna go over
I
detail.
like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So Dollar Tree. So I was in some plays. I'm like, this day was not great. And, my own personal trading, no small
Mhm.
losses, whatever. And then I trade common. So my small losses are super small. Like I got stopped out on overstock, and I moved my stops even. I'm telling you, my trade starts working, and
Mhm.
then the bars move up, and I move my stops even, dead even, and then that sucker went reversed on me to the downside, and I put that on Twitter, and people didn't understand what I was doing. We expect the price to move immediately, and if it doesn't
Exactly.
move, we get out
Get
immediately.
out.
Yep.
Get out.
And
Just because it's gonna
yep.
stall
And
up there and then it's gonna reverse.
exactly, and we don't wait for it to come back. But with me trading commons, I'm able to put my stop even, and then as soon as it's liquid enough. That's nothing too. It's got to be
Yeah.
liquid enough that as soon as it hit the stop, I lost 5 cents, not like options 5 cents. I mean actual
Five.
five, like 5 pennies, because I'm trading common, and I like that.
Yeah.
I like that, but I'm you. I told Sarah I'm not trading options no more, because I like the ability to get out when I want to get out.
Yeah. That's another true thing with options. Options move really
And,
fast.
and but you got my attention here, man. Keep going. Dollar
All
Tree.
right.
I'm sorry.
Hold on, it's
With options.
lagging.
Hello.
Yeah, it's lagging. Hello? Is it me lagging? Or
Hello. Can you hear me?
yeah, I
It
can
might
hear you.
be
Oh
me.
yeah, yeah,
How
yeah. I can
about
hear
what
you
you got
now.
now? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. I can hear you now. It
All
was
right. Cool.
lagging for a
It.
second.
Yep.
All
I
right.
hear you. I hear you. So Dollar Tree. So like I said, I was having a hard day, and not a hard day, but I wasn't making any money. I mean, I'm not losing money either. It's just I wasn't
Yeah.
doing anything. And at the end of the day, Lauren's like, "Hey, Dollar Tree won the day," and I'm like, "What?" So then I looked at Dollar Tree. Yeah, it gapped up, because they're going from the Dollar Tree to $2 tree, and raising their prices,
Yep.
and it gapped up, and it went from 93 to, I think I hit 100 that day. And I'm like, if I
Yep.
just would have had just a few shares, just a few, I don't need 100, I don't need 1,000, just a few. Oh man. But go
Yeah,
ahead, go ahead.
this was a beautiful play. I noticed it. I actually got this from the contract scanner as well. So, as you can see here, it picked a side pre-market. It actually picked a side pre-market, and as you can see, if you're looking at the 3 minute, like I always do, I'm like, okay, this thing is moving. So right here, you can see the curl of the SMA right at open, right? So let's say I got into here. My only exit I'm only gonna exit. I don't even see an exit when I'm using the SMA here, but you do want to take profits because I'm a day trader. I never swing. I get the concept of swinging. I tested it with AMC puts because I caught AMC when it was around $47. I got 41 puts for October, and those are deep in the
Wow.
money. Those are deep in the money.
Yeah.
41. I had 41 puts, 40, 37 puts. But I did sell early for some profit. I didn't hold it through. Just AMC moves really
Hmm.
big, and I'm gonna show you why I actually picked it up. So I use the SMA. I use it on the higher time frames, which shows you a lot. And I'm gonna go over Amazon Zoom, Amazon when it actually reached the bottom, when it actually reached the bottom. So let's
Okay.
go over
Go
DLTR.
ahead. Go
So
ahead. We
gap
got
and
to.
goes, right? So I always keep my after hours on just because it shows me a lot. You can see the curl start at right here, right? And usually people get faked out, and this is what I'm talking about the bounces. It breaks below, but as you can see, if you're looking at the SMA, it never curls down. So that means it's still in a steady uptrend, right?
Never reverse. Mhm.
Yeah, it never reverses,
Okay.
and then it stays. So your contract usually you'll see a reversal when it breaks down the SMA and it starts going into an actual downtrend, right? But this, if you got in early, your contracts are already up. I think these went from I think $40 all the way up to 350 or 400.
Yeah, I seen that on Twitter. I'm like,
Really,
oh
really,
man, you
really.
got to show me this.
Yeah, really, really, really quick, really quick. So these contracts actually move fast, and I love this just because it picked a side really early. I didn't have to go through a choppy day, then curl up, right? So it showed
Mhm.
me that it's actually moving. That's what you really want to look for when the stock picks a side, because there's so many people that get into two reversals into a choppy day, and they hold the contract thinking it's going to come back through. And
Right.
that,
Yeah. And then we don't do that. Yeah. And
yeah,
that's a good point. I'm glad you said that. Yeah. Very good.
you, you really
Very
don't
good.
want to do that at
Let me
all.
get to, no. Go ahead and hit Zoom. Or what was it? You hit no, you it was Amazon. Let's go to Amazon.
Yes, Amazon bottom. So let's go. We're gonna go over two charts that really look the same. Amazon. So let's see here, right? Right here, when it crosses the SMA and it starts curling up. That's what I'm saying. You can use it into a higher time frame, right? So you can see here, once it starts curling up, it goes into a steady uptrend, and once it crosses the SMA, it goes into a downtrend. So that's what I'm saying. You can see it. Like if you go through all of this, when it curls up on the SMA, you can see it goes into a strong uptrend. You
Yeah.
can go into like past history. That's what I'm saying with back testing. You're gonna see this, right? You're gonna see this whole area, right? And I'm gonna show you another chart, right? Once you see this whole area of red and people getting trying to get long here of the two green days, you're gonna see they're getting stopped out every single day until boom, they probably break even now when
Hmm.
it comes back through. So people that got long, so look at this. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Clear drawing. Sorry about that. So look at this chart right here, right? And I'm gonna go to Zoom. I'm gonna go to Zoom. People have posted on Twitter multiple times, right? Multiple times saying I'm gonna get long. And as you can see, what is it doing? It's doing the same thing that Amazon was doing at first, tricking people. People are gonna get long here. They're thinking it's gonna fill the gap, and I'm over here like, wait, it hasn't broken the SMA yet. It hasn't picked in the direction yet. It's still in the downtrend. So why are you trying to get long here?
Hmm.
Like here, this 1 2 1, they thought this whole thing was gonna reverse,
Yeah.
and I'm like, wait, this is far. This is exactly like Amazon where we cut the bottom. I said I was gonna swing, but I ended up getting that the next week contracts, and then I think I profited like a little bit, not that much. If I would have actually swung it out a month or so. So let's say we got in here and our entry is when the SMA curls up, meaning the actual stock is picking a side.
Okay. So yeah, is it a question in the chat? I know we already said this, but we're going to say it one more time. Question is, does France only enter a call or put if it is above or below the SMA? I know you said it. I know you
Yeah.
just said it, but give it to us one more time.
Yes, yes, I do because that's when the actual stock is actually picking a side. And
Hmm.
you can see
Okay.
if it doesn't, if it's not above the SMA and it's like touching it, keep going in the same direction, it's actually chopping around, as you can see here. It never picks a
True.
side, so there's no reason for me to get into this whole thing right here. And these are daily charts, not even hourly
Right.
charts. So
Right.
these are
So that
big movements.
right. And then to your point with the SMA is I was looking at because I tried to
Mhm.
see if Zoom will fill the gap because it's the earnings report was good, and then it dropped to $59 for no
Yeah,
reason. And then all it's Zoom is a pretty good, company, all these other things. So I'm gonna get the two-tip reversal to the upside on Zoom and fill the
exactly.
gap. And you're right, it didn't do it. And if you looked at the weekly and the monthly charts, they were all green. So where you use the SMA, I would use time frame continuity and the broadening formation and go, even though it's at the bottom of the broadening formation, look at the time frame continuity. I mean, it keeps going red on the
Exactly.
week. It keeps going, confirming red on the dailies in the 60s. I mean, and I tried it, stopped out, tried it again, stopped out. Hey,
I'm
like I
telling you.
said,
You have to
I
wait
mean, I
for it
put
to
my,
pick
I
a
put my,
side, you know, and
that's,
it's
I like
probably
that. I like it.
gonna pick a side now that it crossed the SMA. Now we can see a bounce, or we're gonna see a little chop like Amazon did, and that's why I'm saying where you go to actually you go over price history and other stocks that did the same thing. Amazon did the same thing. It faked out a lot of people when they went this long. It went down a lot, then it got back up, then people thinking it's going to reverse, go to the upside, but it just ended up going to continuation down until it crosses the SMA, and then it's chopping around here, and then it actually picks a side. You'll see when the SMA actually picks a side, meaning it's in an actual strong uptrend.
Here's a question for you. Here's a question for you. What if I took that, put your cursor on that two-tip reversal at the bottom there? Yep. No,
Okay.
at the bottom, as soon as it breaks, because that's where I would get in. Two-tip reversal right there. So
Yeah,
as
so
soon as
you
that
go
next
ahead.
live bar goes two-tip reversal up, and I get in as soon as it breaks that hammer, because I love that hammer and force.
Yep.
So I can't look at the price. I can't see the prices here yet. Very very next. What did that last that scenario two up? What's the opening price on that?
Let's see.
Next one. Yep, yep,
This
you
one,
got it. Yep.
three thousand
What's
two
the open?
hundred eighty.
That's the end. What's the opening
Oh,
price
what's the
on that
opening?
bar?
My bad.
Yep, because
Three
that's when I
thousand
would
two
get in.
hundred ten.
Ooh, that's it. I ain't got no
That's seventy
Amazon money
dollars.
yet, but if
It's a
I did,
$70
I
movie.
would get in right there. So then,
Yeah.
if I'm getting in long right there, okay, because I'm doing shares, I'm getting in long right there.
Hmm.
I'm in, okay, and I set my stops and give me another line right in that hammer, like 50% of that hammer
Right here.
below. No, for a stop, we're gonna mark our stops right there. Give me not the top. Give me something in the middle. Can you do that?
I think it's hold on
Yeah,
right
give me
here,
a
like somewhere around
no, no,
here.
no. Go to the hammer. Yeah, give me that red hammer and give me a line in there so we can show the stop. Um, maybe yeah, I would do something right below the hammer, right below. I wish I can touch your screen. So you got the hammer, and then give me a line like right there.
Like
Does that
right
make
here,
sense?
right here, right
No,
here.
no, no, no.
Hold on,
Right
hold
there,
on.
right there. That one. Give me yeah,
Okay,
right
yeah.
there.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, that's where I would put my stop. Everybody goes,
That's
well,
a
where would you put your stop? If I'm going long, that's where I would put my stop. Right there. Every
big
time. Just
stop.
underneath the actual signal. Huh?
That's
What's
a
that?
big that's a big stop. That's
That is the
300.
big stop. That's a big stop
300.
for Amazon.
Yeah,
Honestly, I would do it right below the red.
yeah. So
But the point I'm trying to make is we never do it at the bottom of that scenario too. That's way too much risk. That's what I'm trying to say.
yeah, you want to take that hammer and force to the upside, but then again, um, for
Mm-hmm.
me, I wait for like there is early entries. People can find early entries, but then it probably reverses the next day, etc. I wait for it to actually choose a side, meaning it's in a strong uptrend. So
Oh
that's what
yeah.
I generally look for. Yeah, but if you cut that bottom, oh, that was beautiful. That was a beautiful bottom, and we can see the same thing for. Oh, hold on.
Hold on. What's going on? Hello,
Oh,
you back. You're gone.
okay,
You're
okay,
back. What
okay.
happened?
I don't know. I don't even know. It
I got
just
scared.
hold on. Can you still see my screen?
Yeah. I
Okay,
got
okay,
scared.
good,
Something
good, good.
blinked.
Yeah,
Hey,
it
I
had
told
dwindled.
Sarah, I put my stops, actionable signals. I will cut this show if this thing starts going south. I will cut it.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
what I'm trying to say is, if I go long on that 2-2 reversal to the upside with shares, and then
Hmm.
I use your 9 SMA strategy and then I go into options. Now I'm making more money than
Yep.
because I got my long position. If it gets stopped out, fine. If it keeps going, that's even better. And then I get in on options, and now I'm working two things. I'm working now. I got two weapons. I got my
Yeah,
long shares, and now I got my SMAs. I mean, is that a
exactly.
viable? All right, I like that. I like that.
And we can do the
Um,
same thing for Visa. Go to that daily right here. Even though this looks like chop, hold on, let me move this. Once it crossed the SMA, it went into like a little uptrend right here. Like the next day, it went from 224 to 228 to 231. So it went into a small little uptrend when it crossed the SMA. And I was looking at this the day before when it was about to break it right here. I was looking at this daily, and then the next day it just ran up. So it was like a small move. I look for usually big moves though.
okay,
Um,
yeah. Hmm.
and we're gonna go over AMC and how from right here, even though it gapped down, it was still into a downtrend, right? Let me open this. Yeah, so it was still in a downtrend, but as you can see, this is when it breaks the SMA, and the at its lowest point was $35. So from 44 and up here, when it actually started to choose a side, because it wouldn't have chose a side here, it would have chose a side this day. So from 44, and you're in $41 puts. I got my $41 puts for $60. And around $35, they're trading $800 to $900.
Hmm.
So that's a great swing. Even though you see these two ups, this is like scaring you, right? So, but I
Yeah.
stayed in. I was already in profit still from this two up, two down reversals, but I was already in profit. So, you know, it's beautiful.
Okay. Let me see here. That's awesome. That is awesome. We got that blip. Whatever happened, but kind of goofy here. Can you guys hear me in the chat? Can you hear me, France? I'm sure you
Yeah,
can hear
yeah,
me.
yep.
Okay, good, good. We got it. We do have a small 15-second delay on the screen there, so I'm sure everybody's just kind of like, "Whoa, what happened?" And they're
Yeah.
reacting to it later. That's awesome, man. Give me one more trade. Give me one more trade, and because I like what you're doing, and hopefully, and man, I'm gonna have to watch this episode again for myself because I quit doing options. Okay, I'm gonna say it. I quit doing options because I am a tank. I know what I like doing. I like getting in positions, and I like firing, target on lock, and I like firing on something until it stops working, and then I go move on to another position. Okay, I'm a tank, and so so you know what I mean. And
I
options move
know.
too fast. Options move way too fast, and I'm
Really
like, nah, I'll
fast.
just stay in shares, and it works for me. But what I like what you're doing is I can work my strategy and just get in on the 2-2 reversal to the upside, hammer and force, bam,
Mhm.
going long. And then I'm going to try it. I'm going to let you know how it works.
All
All right.
right,
I'm going to
please
say it for
try it. Please
everybody. I'm
try
going
it.
to try it. The indicator hater is going to try this SMA strategy. And we'll see if we can, you know what I mean, work options on something that is clearly above
The
the
SMA
SMA.
into an uptrend. That's what I always look for. I never look for anything like that's below. And we're gonna go over Upstart. Upstart went from where did it open? 315 all the way down to 288. Now
Wow.
this thing looks choppy, but it's still below the SMA, meaning it's picking inside. It's picked inside, right? And this I think took the week or month down. I'm not too sure. Oh yeah, it took the week down.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yep, this is beautiful. So it opened around 315, which is here,
Hmm.
and then
Man,
this is
man, people are freaking out, freaking out. Not you though, not France and his group. Nope.
yeah. So like this was a call from somebody actually in the Discord, and I looked at this, and I looked at this around here, and I'm like, okay, it's below the SMA, And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. It's below the SMA. It's choosing the side. I don't see anything reversing, and I got in here, and my breakout was here. So it took out this high of the bar. So what you got to do when you're trading? What usually people do, they get in a stock, they don't pay attention to the chart. They see green, so they're thinking, okay, this is gonna be green all day. So what I do is I really pay attention to the stock. I look at that chart. I make sure I pay attention to the chart. I have three screens. I, any trade I'm in, I put it on the left screen so I can pay attention to it where SPY and QQQ are, so I can pay attention to all of that. This is my main screen. I go over. Um, I look for stocks with this one because I have like the scanner and I can see Apple and I can see like hold on.
So
Um,
you got your left screen that you're working trades on. You got your screen that, and then the ones you're actually scanning, looking for something else.
yes, on my
Okay.
right screen is the options, and I made a video on it too. On my
Okay.
right screen is the options. It's options slash scanners,
Okay.
and then this screen in the middle is anything I click, it goes to it, right? Apple, AVGO, etc., etc. And this is the perfect example of a two-two reversal. You could have took this both ways. You could have picked it when it's going into an uptrend, and you could have picked it when it was going into a downtrend. Since this morning, right? From the morning, it picked a side. It's still going in a downtrend. You could have got in here. You could have scalped this, and then once it picked the side, when it bounced, when I actually called the bounce too, I loved it. I called SPY and QQQ bounce, and I'm like, this thing is gonna bounce. So, a girl first time trading the SMA and the Strat, because she used the Strat first, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she put the SMA. She was like, "Okay, I'm gonna test it." She said, "Thank you, Franz. Thank you." She just said thank you like that because she used it, and her first trade was SPY with it was when it bounced, and she caught
Uh,
that uptrend at the end of the day, and
yep.
she used the 15 minute. That's what I'm saying. You can use higher time frames. I usually like the 3 minute just because it tell me what's happening. Right. So if you use the SMA, you're seeing this is in a steady downtrend. So let's say your entry is here on the continuation, right? Your exit is when it actually breaks it is 139. So that's like $1 move or a 60 cent move. So the contracts were actually volatile Friday. It's volatile just because of the data. People take their money really quick, but the SMA keeps you in longer till it breaks to the upside, and then you can play it both sides. This thing was beautiful if you took it both ways, just because you make money going both ways. If you look at the higher time frame, it's still in a strong uptrend once it breaks the SMA right here. And that's what I'm saying. You could have got out of here on the 2-2 reversal on the 15 minute
I
and
like
taking
it.
this thing up.
I like it, man. Hey, we're getting short on time, man. I told you it was gonna be easy, didn't I? I told you.
Yeah,
I'm
yep,
telling you.
yep.
Let me switch. I told you we get in here and we're going to be able to talk about the Strat all day long. We could probably go 2 hours on this thing,
Yeah, we
but you
could
got
go
my
a lot of
attention.
hours.
I'm
We could
telling
go a
you,
lot of hours.
it's easy. It's really easy, and I like what you got going on here. We're live right now, but I'm tell you, I'm going to watch this again. I'm gonna watch this again, me personally.
Thank you.
This is going to be good. You got my attention, man. Let me see here if you can unclick your screen share there, so I can get my big old head back on the screen.
Okay.
Oh man! All right. Hey. I'm sorry I have to do this, but we're short on time, and so I want to say thank you so much for being here. Before
No
we get
problem.
too far into it, and you got my attention, and I'm gonna see this. I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna check out some more of your trades and scans. One more time about scans. You said you do contract scans. What is that contract
Yes.
scans? One more time.
So the contract, it scans for things that's picking up unusual volume,
Okay.
etc., like that. So the way I use it with the SMA is I use it with the chart. If I'm seeing a contract, which was what was it? Dollar Tree. So the Dollar Tree contract actually picked up for 190. So at the start of the day, I was like, okay, let me look at this, and I'm seeing the contract, and it looks just like the chart. So I'm like, okay, you can use it vice versa. If the contract is going up, you can use it as the stock, and just basically trade the contract the same way you trade the stock.
I see what you're
The
saying.
chart.
Yep. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. And thank you for showing us some stuff in a Thinkorswim TOS. That seems to be a most popular thing people are using right now.
Yep.
So that's, thank you very much for showing us that. That is really cool. You got some books or something like that. You wrote some Strat plus Strat and
Yeah.
SMA cheat code books. I think that's what it
Yes.
ebooks, I think.
Yep. People are loving it in the Discord. They're loving it because it's a lot of details in there.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we'll get those as soon as we get out of here. You start tweeting that stuff out. We'll reshare all that stuff. And hey, on Twitter, I announced that I had a big France was our big news, but I had even bigger news
Ooh.
for everybody that's in Sepia group or anybody that wanted to try Sepia group with Rob. Okay, with Rob Smith live. What we're doing right now is we're doing $99 a month for the 6 months, for the first 6 months. That's $99 for 6
Nice.
months. Okay, that takes you 3 months. That takes you to the end of the year, and then that takes you into the beginning of next year. So even if you just run the deal, as soon as you get in, type in Strat Soldier, that gets you $99 on Rob Smith's live chat room or trading room. Okay, that gives you the power hour where he teaches you the strat live. Okay, and then you got all
Beautiful.
his videos, and then we also just produced a course on Sepia Group on how to use Smiths in the Black. All right, now I might get some text messages from Sepia Group saying, hey, that ain't ready yet, but hey, it's out there. I'm telling you, we're creating this stuff for you. $100, $99 for 6 months. Again, I'm telling you, think about it. I'm a brand new trader. I want to know what's going on. I've never traded through the holidays. You got 2 earnings seasons coming up. You got one in the fourth quarter. You got one in the first quarter. Okay. And then you got somebody guiding you through all of the events that's going on, the gap ups, the gap downs, the crazy black swan things, all this, something's crazy going on in the market. You can turn on Rob, ask him some questions, see what's going on. And then you got 24 live 1-hour sessions with Rob on the power hour. Think about it. 24. You can learn the strat, 24 1-hour sessions with Rob. I mean, you can. So get in there, check it out. Strat Soldier, 6 months, $99. I'm telling you, that's a freaking crazy deal.
Check it out. That's a crazy deal.
That's a freaking crazy deal.
Yep. The creator
Uh,
himself.
yeah, seriously, you try it out. I'm telling you, man. He's been 31 years in the business, probably 32 now. I don't know. But he was on the trading floor. He's the real deal, and you can talk to him live. Hey, Rob, I'm about to get in on. France was talking about, Dollar Tree. What do I know to be true about Dollar Tree? And he's going to tell you what's going on all 4 time frames and let you know, hey, if this is going to work or it's not going to work. All right. And then you can combine that with what you see here, with what France showed you, and with what Sarah Soja and other people, as we get more guests on here, combine it with what Rob shows you. And I'm telling you, you're going to be doing it, and you're not going to be getting killed. You're going to be making money, and you're going to be able to learn how to keep it. All right. Because making money, Steve Burns on Twitter said, it's easy to make profit. It's hard to keep it. So we teach you how to keep it as well. So, hey, France, honestly, thank you so much for being on here. Thanks for
No
showing us
problem.
that. You got my attention. I'm not even kidding, man. I'm going to check this out. And you might be getting me another weapon, because
Another
every
weapon.
tank, Google it. Every tank's got a machine gun. And I like, those are my machine gun is for day trades, and my machine gun is for options. And I'll get in there and be like, that's my thing for the day. I'm done. But I'm still in my tank position, and I'm still just blasting it. So that's my analogy for trading. And I like what you're doing, man. And I also like your analogy. Remember, that's a great takeaway. I want to say for you guys one more time, that the higher time frames are the book. The monthly, the weekly, the daily, that's the book.
Yeah.
And then those smaller intraday time frames, Those are the pages. Those are
Yep.
those
I
are, those are
love it. I
chapters.
love it. I love it. I love
That's a
I created that on when I was doing a one-on-one and I was like, "Yep, I'm gonna use it every time now." That was
yep.
crazy.
I like it. I like it because even training psychology is a big deal. When you're by yourself, in your mind, okay, hey, let's just say the first hour, that first 60s chapter 1, and here's my 3-minute SMAs. I'm working this stuff, whether it was good or bad. That was that page. Next one, you know what I mean? I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it, man. You got my attention. I'm glad you're on here, man. I am excited.
Um,
So let me see. Any more questions? There's a lot of questions in the chat. Thank you so much, man. I wish we can keep going. I'm going to stay in the chat just a little bit longer and chat it up and see if I can answer any questions I didn't answer here. Thank you, Franz. We'll get you back on here again, man. I'm telling you,
right.
we'll get you something back on here again.
No problem.
Thank you
Thank you
so
for
much.
having
Thank
me.
you.
My Discord chat is asking, will the webinar be on YouTube? Or
We can put it on YouTube. We've done that with Sarah's. We could put it on YouTube. It will be on Sepia Group, and that's free. Anybody, you don't have to. You can just jump in. This is a free show, the weekend shift. Just jump in there. You can see all the old ones. Just come to Sepia Group and watch it. It's right there. It's easier.
Okay, love it. I'll post it on my YouTube if I can, and I'll link you guys.
Awesome, man. I
Love
appreciate it, man.
Alrighty,
Thank
thank
you
you
so
for
much.
having me.
Hey, no problem, man. Thank you so much. This is the Strat Soldier with the weekend shift. And man, I wish I can keep going, but I got things to do. You got things to do. Enjoy your Saturday. Peace.
Peace.